Good morning, students. Today we'll discuss the last software development cycle model, that is RAD model, which stands for Rapid Application Development Model. Let us discuss briefly. RAD model stands for Rapid Application Development. It is the concept that the products can be developed faster of high quality. By using this rapid application development model, the main concept is that whatever the product that is developed, that product can be developed faster with high quality through the following points. One is gathering requirements by using workshops or focus groups. The customer should not know what are the requirements and what exactly he wants, so that by conducting workshops and focus groups, we make the customer to give the clear requirements. We have to gather the clear requirements from the customer by conducting workshops or the focus groups. And prototyping and early reiterative using testing of designs. Prototyping, already we discussed, the prototype is nothing but a rough sample or a rough design, which is used for identifying the errors or identifying or gathering the requirements from the customer with the help of this prototype. Right. The reuse of software components. The software components can be reused repeatedly. Rigidly paced schedule. Rigid means the tough schedule that refers design improvements to the next product version. And less formality in reviews and other team communication. Right? Performing less formal reviews and other team communications. So we can go through all the steps automatically. By using the RAD model, we can develop the product fast and high quality, right? So this diagram will represent the RAD model. Here we are breaking down into different modules: module 1, module 2, module 3, and so on, module n. Each module can go through different phases like business modeling, data modeling, process modeling, application generation, testing, and turnover. Right? In all the modules, we are go through all the phases. This process continues. Right? Now let us discuss all the steps one by one. First one is business modeling. The information flow among business functions is defined by answering the questions. Right? Whatever the information flow in the business functions that are defined by answering the various questions like what data drives the business process. That means what data that are used for driving the business process. What data is generated, right? What type of data is generated, and who will generate that particular data? Where does the information go? That means whatever the data that is generated, where does the data go, and who process it? That means who will process that particular data, and so on. Right? All these questions can be answered in this particular model. Data modeling. The data collected from business modeling is refined into set of data objects. Whatever the data that is collected from business modeling, that is in the first stage, first phase, that is refined into set of data objects. Refine means purify. You can purify that particular data or information, and it can formed in a set of data objects that are called as entities. These entities are needed to support the business. Right? Clear? Whatever the data that is collected from the business modeling stage, All this data is refined, that is purified into set of data objects which are called as entities, and these entities are needed to support the business. The attributes are nothing but the characteristics or character of an entity are identified. The features of entities are identified here in the data modeling phase, and the relationship between these entities are defined, right? So by refining the data that is extracted from the business modeling are called as entities. Each entity is a physical thing that exists in the real world. So every entities can have some characteristics or features. Those features and characteristics are called as attributes. You can identify all the attributes, and we can also identify what is the relationship between those entities. All this defined in the data modeling phase. Next one is the process modeling. The information object defined in the data modeling phase are transformed to achieve the data flow necessary to implement a business function. Whatever the information that is defined in the second phase, that is data modeling phase, that are transformed, that are converted to achieve the data flow, which is necessary to implement business functions. We are extracting the entities and attributes. That is the data that is uh, getting from the data modeling phase, and all the attributes and entities are transformed into the data flow that is necessary to implement the business functions, right? The processing descriptions are created for adding, modifying, deleting, or retrieving the data objects. Here the processing descriptions that are created for adding the entities of the data, modifying the data, deleting the data, or retrieving the data objects. All these things that are happened in the process modeling phase. And next one is application generation. Automated tools are used to facilitate the construction of the software. Even they use the fourth GL techniques. Here in the application generation phase, they are using some automated tools in order to construct the software. By using some automated tools for developing the software. Even in this phase, they are using the fourth GL techniques also. And next one is testing and turnaround phase. Many of the programming components have already been tested since RAD emphasis reuse. Okay, many of the components are tested in prior since the RAD emphasis reuse. This reduces the overall testing time. So otherwise, if it is not tested in prior, we can perform different types of testing. It may take more and more time. So in this RAD model, the testing and turnover, it reduces the overall testing time. But the new part must be tested and all interfaces must be fully exercised. Whatever the components that are already reused, it is tested, tested so that the time is reduced, but the new parts, the new components are there. We should test the new components thoroughly for identifying the errors, and all the interfaces must be fully exercised. This is the phase. So this is about the RAD model. Then we discussed about the advantage of RAD model. This model is flexible for changes. Whatever the changes that are requesting by the customer, all those changes, making changes is flexible in RAD model. In this model, the changes are adaptable, right? Each phase in RAD model brings highest priority functionality to the customer. Each phase, whatever the phase that are used in RAD model, it gives the highest priority functionality to the customer. It reduces the development time. Automatically, the developer time is reduced, right? It increases the reusability of features. Whatever the features that are developed, those features can be used again and again whenever they are required. That is called as reusability feature is there in RAD model. The disadvantage of RAD model are it requires highly skilled designers. Here, in this model, to make the designs, highly skilled designers are required. All application is not compatible with RAD. All the softwares, all the projects, all the applications that are developed is not compatible with RAD. It is not compatible. For smaller projects, we cannot use the RAD model because it need highly skilled designers and it requires a high budget. On this high technical risk, it is not suitable and required user involvement. Right? User involvement is required in RAD model. So all these are the disadvantages of RAD model. So with this model, we are covered all the models that are used in a software development lifecycle. Okay, thank you. We will discuss the next topic in the next session. Okay, thank you.